Nation. As the room fill up, be sure to smash upon the like button. Happy Friday to you and you and you. Much love to you all. Cowboys backup QB back. Plus more free agent moves needed. Yes or no. And more. As they say, more and more. More and more. More. Come on.
Spartans, prepare for glory.
The name is Law Nation. Bring it. We right here. Yup. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. What about a free agent groove? Come on. What about a free agent? Mama said there'll be days just like this. Five, four, three, two, and one. And one. What's good? What's good with you all? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Appreciate you guys so much. As the room fill up, be sure to smash upon the like button and let people know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. Happy Friday to you all. Hope all is well. Thank you guys for getting us through this week. And shout out to the Cowboys for at least tap dancing a little bit. And we still haven't made a free agent move outside of the Cowboys, right? We read up one of the best backup quarterbacks of the 2022 season, and his name is Cooper Rush. I think that that's a good move for us. The guy is a 5-1 starter with the Cowboys, and I think that he knows most of the players, and I think that he'll fit right on in with our plan for the future. Shout out to him. Hoo. And also, shout out to CJ Goodwin. Those are the two guys we read up. And shout out, before I go any further, shout out to Ricky Mack, man, for sending me this hoodie. And he's always contributing to the nation. Appreciate you, Ricky, for sending me this hookie. This right here, his hoodie right here. I said hookie. Excuse me, hoodie. You know what I'm saying? It says, we still love our guys, you know? So shout out to him, man. Look, you guys send me stuff, man. I really appreciate it. He clicked on my video, and I got my address in the description box there. Send me things. And shout out to Ricky, man, for sending me this merch. We do. We love our guys, right? And the signing tells it all. The only person that we signed on the outside was Stephon Gilmore. And round of applause for the Jones family to do that. It's a party, baby. Flying above the rest. Appreciate you. Thank you for being part of this. Manning, thank you. Appreciate you for your support, your love, and adulations for the nation. And shout out to all of the Facebook groups, man. I appreciate y'all for the stars. And Sadiq, I see you. Shout out to you for jumping in. So we're going to listen to some of the things that Troy Aikman had to say about the Dallas Cowboys moving on from Ezekiel Elliott. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about Dak, and then we're going to talk a little bit about my guy, DeAndre Hopkins. And I appreciate y'all so much. Let's get this party going. I thank y'all, and then we're going to talk about some of the free agent moves that we may need to go out and solidify. This is on my Instagram page. I appreciate y'all for help growing the nation there. But let's listen to the mighty Troy.
Those decisions, and Jerry commented on it, it's hard. And these players, their time, now he's not retiring, but it seems like just a couple of years ago he joined the team. You know, I remember when he came in as a rookie and all the expectations of what he might do. I'm a big fan of Zeke's, and I think that regardless of whatever anyone's opinion is of him as far as what he was able to do as a running back, I think they're going to really miss one of their real core players in that locker room. And I always felt when I was playing that there are guys that you just don't replace, and they have a big impact regardless of whatever they're doing on the field with the continuity and the success of a football team. And I really believe that Zeke is one of those guys. And I'm not alone. I think the Cowboys understand that as well. I think that's what made this decision so gut-wrenching.
All right. Zeke! I thought you were supposed to be 21. Can you do something for me? But at the same time, Zeke, this song's dedicated to my homie. Hey, man, Zeke is Zeke. I heard news that the Bucks are trying to look at Zeke and bring him in for a real big cup of coffee there for 2 or 3 year deal. They just officially released. I can't talk today. My coffee ain't hitting right. They just released Leonard Fournette. My thing is, you got to plan for the future. You got to make sure, I tell people this all the time, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. So the Cowboys heading into the draft, you can go get a running back from there, or you can dance around in the free agency. The Cowboys elected not to pick up any of these guys that's pretty much you can plug in to be that bigger back for you in the free agency. So they release Ezekiel Elliott, and they saying that they may be heading into the draft to find a person, a player to replenish or to replace what Ezekiel Elliott brought to the table. I get it. A lot of people will look at Ezekiel Elliott numbers and say, hey, we can find that anywhere, Law. You know, you just find running backs, they falling out of trees. You can shake a tree and that running back can be there. I'm looking at it like this, and I really appreciate you guys. I am. I'm looking at it like it's better to have it than not to have, right? So now we're heading into the unknown. The unknown part can be scary, but also the unknown part can be rewarding. So I need to figure out the way the Cowboys would move, because now the opportunities to grab a guy out of this free agency that can make a little noise is going away. We got lightning, and lightning, right? We got 3 lightnings in the running back room. We need some thunder. We need something that can shake some things loose. You'll see lightning all day. And you say, oh, man, there's lightning over there. But when that thunder hit, shoo, you stop. You stop what you're doing. You get up and move, you know. My grandmother, shout out to the old folks, man. They would know how to say it. Hush your mouth. That's the Lord working. You know what I'm saying? When you hear that thunder, they say, hush your mouth. Turn that television off. You know what I'm saying? They'll make you turn off all of the lights, turn off the TV, unplug the microwave. When they hear that thunder, you know, let me know if y'all been around some old folks, man. They hear that thunder. They have you to hush. It make it seem like you can't even talk when the Lord is working. Dallas Cowboy 92 know what I'm talking about. Shoo, that thunder would make your mind act right. And we had utilized and used that thunder last season at the most for 12 tubs. Yes, indeed. Jack A says, what's our price? Jackie Price says, what's our actual money now? I think it will be right around $20 million now. Hush your mouth. Yes, indeed. Pass on Adam Thielen or safety. We good on safety room. You guys are asking some good questions. I think I got a super chat. I thank y'all so much. Got one. Manning says, Law Nation, the GOAT. Let the super chats going. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, man. I thank you so much, bro. That's about it. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all love and adulations. You know, Granny made us cover up all the mirrors. Hey, you don't talk during the storm, especially when you hear that thunder. The thunder is the Lord working. You know, make the stuff shake in the house. Yes, indeed. So what I'm trying to say here is the Cowboys, we got a lot of lightning. Got Tony Pollard. I think the world of Malik Davis, right? His ability to run inside and on the outside. And if we like, here's my 1,000 truth. If we like what those boys were able to do out of Kellen Moore's system, right, which was very bland, unseasoned chicken, right? You know, chicken look like it's going to taste nasty, but that's just what it is. With no season on it at all, hey, you go shotgun, you run it out of the shotgun. That was like a third of you guys, if you had your money on it, right, and if you had your life on the line, and if you had to call out the plays, you would still be alive. You know, you say, hey, I know they finna run it now. Hey, they ain't empty. I know they finna throw it now. No imagination at all. You know what it's gonna taste like. A dry chicken breast, you know what I mean? And somebody saying, yeah, that tastes good. Yeah, that's really good. And you supposed to win the cookout eating contest when it's dry chicken with no season, nothing on there at all. Can I get some parsley, at least capicola or something, you know? Can I get some Tony Catches on this stuff, you know? Texas Pete, you know, some chula sauce, some Louisiana hot sauce at least. I just found out what Texas Pete is all about, you know, but y'all get with what I'm saying. Flying above the rest, appreciate you. He says, Law, I tagged you on Twitter with my mock draft. We'll look into that too. So, yes, we were very predictable. So, if we were able to see some of those good things from Tony Pollard and Malik Davis, I'm not even talking about Ezekiel now, then at least we should be able now with a scheme and a system in place, we should see more out of Tony Pollard and Malik Davis. Shout out to you, Greg Berry. But what I'm trying to say here, we still need some thunder, baby. We do. I don't trust Tony Pollard in a blocking situation. I seen him get thrown around this past season when it was meant for him to block to keep the quarterback upright. I would give more trust to Malik Davis in some of those instances, but both of those backs, believe it or not, coming out of college, Malik Davis wasn't an every down back. They had a rotation of 3 running backs at the Gators when he was there, and Tony Pollard, for crying out loud, was a slot receiver / running back / do-it-all guy in Memphis, Tennessee. So what I'm saying is don't have the expectations for those boys to do more than what they did in college. And I'm not comparing college to the pros. But what I'm trying to do is put the realism out there. So the Cowboys, if they decide to draft a running back, I think we did the mock draft yesterday, and there could be plenty of running backs in the 3rd round, the 4th round, and maybe you're getting squeezed out in the 5th. But you just never know with running backs, right? Golden Gamer says he's missed Zeke. I feel you. Law, who do you like at the running back spot in the draft? It depends on how the board falls. Some of the guys, and most of the guys that I like, believe it or not, got skill sets similar to Tony Pollard and Malik Davis. None of the people that I like, that I think that's going to fall to us, got skill sets equivalent to Ezekiel Elliott out of this draft. There could be somebody that can surprise us and hit us across the head and say, hey, the Cowboys fool around and draft Zach Charbonnet, and shoot, we haven't missed a beat since we had that young guy on his team. Or the Cowboys can go out there and get a Miller from TCU, and it'd be Miller time all over the field. I like McBride, right? McBride can be that dude. It's so many things, ladies and gentlemen. Why can't we get the Syracuse kid? This later's in the rounds. This is John. You talking about Tucker? Tucker will. You talking about Tucker, right? No. Tucker's not Syracuse, is he? But I feel you, man. Don't have me to lie to y'all on that. You know what I'm saying? Running backs, like I said, dude from Tulane. Yeah, I like him too. Miller or Tank Bigsby. Bigsby is really good. Big Game James drafted Tank Bigsby last night, and they gave him a very good grade off of it, right? It's Sean Tucker, yeah, it's Sean Tucker. Okay, great. Yeah, my those colors, man. You give me names now. Give me names now, you know. And remember what I said. I'm isolation watching, right? Give me a player. I watch the said player, and I might forget what school, right? I remember, like, my mind is sometimes different. I remember the school that they played against, right? Sometimes, you know, it's just what it is, right? You know, like Brian Branch, I know that's Roll Tide, right? And when I looked at his film and his assessment and his analysis, I said, man, shoot, that boy right there, he's probably one of the better hitters out of the safety groups. But we good at safety. But this is how I view BPA. If you like someone and if you got their grade up there high, don't window dress it and say, well, I like J.L. Skinner, but my draft grade of Sidney Brown is higher, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to go get J.L. Skinner. No, you trust your board. You trust what you have seen out of your tape. And don't fall in love with the height and size. But I can tell you, even J.L. Skinner, he's a clone for all of the guys that Dan Quinn liked. He's like a J-Ron Curse, but faster, right? And he can cover. And he will come down and hit and feel you. Trey Dean, the same person, right? But we really don't need safeties. But you know how that goes. Trust your evaluation. Trust what you see. Trust what you evaluated through the process. And let's go. Let's get it. And those are things that I look at even from a safety aspect. And the great Bill Parcells once said, if you think you are great at a spot, draft again, right? Now they do like Rashawn Johnson out of Texas too, T-Hawk. Appreciate you. But Bijan Robinson, remember I had my tier list, and I had him only at tier 1, and everybody else kicked off in tier 2, tier 3. And I should bring that list back, but y'all know how it goes. We got J-Ron, D. Wilson, Malik N. Izzy. This is from my guy. Yeah, you are right. We do got some weaponry. So why would we need more? And it goes back to the saying. If you think you, generic, yeah, he's pretty nice too. Prince, yeah, appreciate my guy for pointing that film analysis out. That's my guy, Boss Cowboys Sports. Appreciate him. And now I'm not going to call Cooper Rush garbage, you know, but I can tell you that it will be one of those things, whereas now we got Cooper Rush and you still have the other kid that's on this team, number 15, that I think that he was better than Cooper Rush in the training camps. He was better than him in some of the preseason games, but injuries come at the wrong time and right time for people. So that's why you didn't get a chance to see him. But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let's go with this other conversation from Rain Dakota Prescott on his thoughts about Ezekiel Elliott, and then we can get on to the next conversation.
Zeke's a guy that, man, he played this game, did everything about this game the right way. Had fun, did that, but when it was time to lock in, when it was time to focus and to give everything that you had and to show your teammates and to show the younger guys what really mattered and how to get things done, Zeke was a guy to follow. And so of how to be a pro and how to be a pro with a smile on your face and enjoying this game and enjoying life. Yeah, it really is. It's tough. A brother, playing the game with a brother, being able to start this NFL career and share so many memories and grow up as men with this organization. I really can't imagine taking the field without him. Something I don't know if it's completely hit me yet. Obviously, I've talked to him. I'm hurt. I'm sure he is, but it's more important for me just to be able to support him. I know he's got more opportunities coming his way, and love that guy. Proud of him. Number one supporter in here for him no matter what.
All right, so Dak Prescott also talked about in another piece about, he can be next. He can be flat out next of leaving the team. The frailties of life. No one can say, hey, man, I pick out this day for my end time, right? I can pick out this day for me to leave from the Cowboys. It's the equivalent to I pick out this day for me to leave from this plane. On your tombstone, if you decide to have one, there will be the year you was born, and it will be that dash in the year it was ended. What happened in your life is pretty much that dash. It is what it is. It's a dash. And if you don't plan to put yourself in the right spots, your dash will be talked about and viewed upon based off what you put out. And Dak Prescott and his dash so far still dashing. At the end of the day, everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. And people are going to look at these things from a quarterback perspective. How many games you won, how many big important games you won in the next tournament, meaning in the postseason, and did you win a chip? Those are the main things that people are going to look at. And then they're going to look at your stats, your accolades as it relates to your numbers, your touchdown to interception ratios, and they are 10 to 20 years from now, nobody's going to give a hill of a beans of who coached you. So knowing the frailties of life and knowing that, your time may not be here much longer based upon someone that you came in with, right? He the last, as they say, the last of the Mohicans. Dak Prescott is the last of the 2016 draft class of the Dallas Cowboys that's on this team. So he going to have to stand tall, y'all, at this point. Hey, nobody care about your feelings. They're going to want results. Cameron Brate was released this morning. He was, and would you bring him in for a cup of coffee? Let me know. And let's talk about this too. Let's talk about this because the Cowboys still got some money. We got money, y'all. We still do. And so far since they cut Ezekiel Elliott with the OJ's knife, right? No pun. That's too low, right? Is it too soon still? Yeah, it's too soon. And when they cut him, we had some money, man. I know it's post-June 1st cut, what have you, or whatever, how that ruling goes. The problem is, did the Cowboys become too relaxed? Because we still like, hey, yeah, we got Gilmore. Yeah, that's cool. That's old news now, man. I'm ready for us to make some moves. And let me see how many teams ahead of us for the Cap Bowl. Colts, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You only got 5 teams ahead of you. And I ain't trying to win the Cap Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to win the Super Bowl. Use some of this money, this remuneration right here, to go out there and grab a guy. Or to re-solidify your front. You got Terrence Steele that you have to pay. You can start working on Trayvon Diggs' money. And on top of that, you can probably take a look at CeeDee Lamb. But for right now, I would say re-ups Terrence Steele and pick up that phone and start filling calls. Not saying that they're not. This is from my guy Echoes. Says, all I'm saying, D-Hop, that's it. You know what I'm saying? I feel you on that. D-Hop, that's it. All right. What do you guys think from here? Boy, them Eagles way down there, ain't they? They way down there. And if they make another move, we're going to be like, hold on now, hold on. The Niners, they down here. I'm looking at the teams that advance further than us in the playoff. They down here, man. They down here. They all down here. Come on, man. We're going to have to spend some of that money. We're going to have to get rid of some of this money, man, and start trying to be competitive and compete. I do know that what we do, we pop the champagne bottles when we get a person. We tell them, hey, man, we having a great time with you. But at the same time, we can't be complacent. And I think that that's one of the issues with the Joneses, in my opinion. I could be 1,000,000% off, like I'm always. But at the same time, man, I'm thinking of, hey, Cowboys, yes, we do got a situation and scenario with Gilmore. And, yes, he can probably help us out and down the street, down the road, over the hill and over the valley. But we need some more.
Ladies and
stuff.
gentlemen, I am here with 5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time first-team All-Pro, former NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Stephon Gilmore, acquired by the Cowboys via trade with the Indianapolis Colts. Stephon, talk a little bit about your first reaction when you got the news that you'd be headed here to Dallas.
You know, I was very excited. You know, I've been a Cowboy fan all my life, growing up as a kid.
Can y'all hear audio before I go further? Can y'all hear that? Let me know in the chat.
Dad, my cousins. You know, I texted my uncle. I had a surprise for him. He was so excited. So I'm just excited to be in town, you know, finally see this amazing facility. And just looking forward to, making plays in this Cowboy uniform.
Who didn't grow up being a Cowboys? This is Gilmore on DallasCowboys.com.
Once the news broke, there was a lot of optimism and positivity streaming out on Twitter from guys like Trevon Diggs, Micah Parsons, even CeeDee Lamb. Talk a little bit about what it would mean to join this team playing opposite Trevon Diggs behind a pass rush led by Micah Parsons.
It's going to be great, man. You know, obviously you got to work hard, put the work in. But, those guys been great players in this league. I'm just trying to come in and add my piece to the puzzle. So I'm looking forward to, competing with people like CeeDee Lamb and in practice and getting better and pushing each other. Even Dak, he's a great quarterback. So I'm just looking forward to going for the ship. That's what we play the game for. So
now, speaking of pieces of the puzzle, you are going to be a huge piece of that puzzle. You're a Super Bowl champion. You know what it takes to get to that level. Yeah. What's going to mean to be able to mentor some of these younger guys, especially in the safety core? You got young guys like Deron Bland coming up. I'm sure you're aware of what he was able to do in a breakout season last year. Those are the kinds of guys who are going to be looking up to you. What will you say to those guys to help get them to the next level?
I've been in the league for a while, and it takes a lot of hard work, and you got to kind of have that short-term memory, no matter what you did in the past. You got to really prove yourself each and every year. So I'm just going to come in and do what I do, work hard. But, I do like teaching the youth, teaching them the things that I didn't know as a young player to help them be a better player.
And, hey, new broom, like I said, can sweep the floor real good. But that old broom can get those corners. And you're talking about a guy that prepared himself, preparation. You're talking about a guy that understands, okay, the season is long. How do I get my body in tune? How do I make sure that everything that I put in place will be able to work? And he been to the biggest of the biggest dances there in the Super Bowl. So, and he played under good coaching. So that stuff is transferable. And what I'm trying to say here, even Bland, a lot of people talked about how great of a season Bland had. He still had hiccups. There were still small things that he didn't do correctly. Hey, look back at that Green Bay Packers game. There was a big play given up. Bland allowed that. If you look back at the film and the analysis, spikes, the shoes, cleats, didn't grip the ground good enough. Veteran guys know the terrain. They know the land. They know how to prepare themselves in cold games and warm games. Gilmore started his season out at the Buffalo, right? So he know how to, cold games, wet games, the conditions of the field. Got to wear longer cleats, man. I know that you may not feel comfortable with him, but at least you won't have the yum-yums on. You won't have the Ouija's. And you know Luigi's, boy, you sliding all over the field. So Gilmore brings all of that to the table, y'all. He do. And if you look back at that game, if Bland didn't slip a little bit and give up that big pass, is a whole different outcome. It's the small things, ladies and gentlemen, of preparing and being ready and making sure that you cover everything. Cross your T's, dot your I's. And that's what Gilmore brings to the table.
The Cowboys defense excelled at taking the ball away, and obviously that's something that you are no stranger to yourself. What do you, Stephon Gilmore, feel this Cowboys defense can be in 2023 going forward, seeing what they were able to do and now having you as a piece in that puzzle?
I think, like I said before, you got to put the work in. Each area starts over. But I think, we got a lot of talented players on defense, people that takes the ball away. Myself, I like, making plays on the ball. So I'm just looking forward to, putting the work in and, leaning on my teammates to do the same.
You love taking the ball away. Deron Bland loves taking the ball away. Trevon Diggs loves taking the ball away. Do I smell a little bit of a competition as far as who would get the most takeaways in 2023?
That's what it's about. You play this game for competition, and it's a lot of competition on the team, so that's always a great thing.
Out, man. So that's from thecowboys.com, and that was my guy Patrick, being able to interview him in the best way possible. Competition. Let me repeat, competition. Competition. Iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. And when you bring that element to the table, mildew or barbecue, right? Come on, man. I need the tallest person to stand tall, right? Or get knocked down. I need to have it available for right now. Can you stand tall to these things out here? And levels of competition will help out the other guys who may be from here, we're here in talent, and we're going to squeeze it down by going up against the best every day for you guys to be closer. Right? So that's just how that goes. Shout out to Gilmore. I think that he will bring that to the table. All right, so a lot of people ask, okay, what's available? What's out there now? We do have some coins. Here's the top 100 list of free agent guys that's still available now, according to NFL.com. You guys can see the list right here. As we look over all of this, one can argue that, Gardner Johnson, he benefited on the scheme of the Eagles having two bookend corners. Pressure will bust pipes, but also when you release pressure, it try to find its lowest point, right? Water always try to find its lowest point. And most teams, when they're trying to throw the ball, errant throws, quarterback not able to step up through their throws, they end up throwing an INT in the middle of the field. And Chauncey took advantage of that. He's still 25 years of age. He's relatively still a young guy. And he's so far in the market the best available according to NFL. Do you guys see any cups of coffee with that, or we are pretty much good at that spot? I can say this right now. We good at that spot, but if the price is right, would you take a real good look at Chauncey, Gardner, Johnson? I want to know, man. We open over here for all thoughts. I want to know how y'all feel about that. That's a spot that I can say we can use money coming out of the draft or something but what y'all feeling? Nope. Trey said, yes, sure, I would. Okay, let me get back to this list. Alvin said, yes, I can, So I see two yeses, no nos. Okay, y'all like me, leaving no stone unturned if the price is right? All right, so let's go down a little further on this list. Of course, we see myself again, but let me fix it back up again. Here we go. Yeah. Let me put a lock to this so I won't mess up that plane. Yeah, all right, I'm back. Y'all saw that. All right, so next on this list, you got Odell Beckham, Bobby Wagner, Dalton Schultz. Can y'all see all the? Yeah, y'all can see them. All right, so he's the number 9 guy for your mind, Odell Beckham. Now, here's why I'm out on Odell. Odell is looking for putting the cart in front of the horse type of approach. Because on his Twitter, he said basically, y'all want to try Mountain. I don't even know the price of that wine. But pay box wine price for it. You know what I'm saying? So he basically he's saying that he's not box wine. That's the best way I can say it. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's saying. On this deal here, he don't want to get paid box wine stuff. You know what I'm saying? So what he's saying is that he's a Maserati, and he want to get the Maserati. You know what I'm saying? Car. He's the Maserati. He's the Maybach. But somebody said, hey, man, that Maybach had a blown head gasket. The transmission been slipping. But he said, man, I'm a Maybach, and I want Maybach price. And we like, yeah, we will pay you Maybach price, but can we see it first? Or no. This is the better way to say it. I got this nice automobile. It's a Maybach, right? And what we're saying is let us see under the hood first. Let us test drive it. Nah, man, you just got to take my word for it. I know my price. I know what I'm worth. I'm the Maybach around here, man. Let me see up under the hood. No. Hey, let me test drive it. I don't know. He about that bag, man. He about that money. I don't blame him, though. I don't blame him. There's a sucker born every minute, right? A fool every second. There's two things that can happen. You can purchase that Maybach, open the hood up. Oh, yeah, it's in there, y'all. Yeah, you got the real engine in there. Or you can purchase that Maybach, open the hood up. Oh, man. How they done squeezed the Honda engine in there, man? They done got us, y'all, And I don't blame him. It's a hustle, man. He putting his life out there, That man, he want his bread. He want his coins. Man, let me see if I got some of his work over here. Odell said he want his bag, and I need it right now, man. Are you willing to work with us? No, I want the full Maybach. I know my price. I know my I know my value. I know my worth. Jamie says, I like one more lineman for depths. Yeah. True that. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I believe Odell will make an appearance, though. This is from Trey. Yeah. And that's a gamble that you got to take. And how bad do you want it? How hungry are you? That's another way that you can look at this, juxtaposed to saying, hey, we like you, Odell, but, you telling us to take a risk that even the team that you won your Super Bowl on didn't took. They got you for dirt cheap. I want to order that one. I want to order that discounted rate. Yeah, man, you're phenomenal. But can I throw one of these Tyron Smith deals at you? He's the used Maybach. He like, yeah, you got the Maybach. What year it is, dog? Oh, man, don't worry about it, man. What year that is, man? What year that one is, man? It's an 04, but I keep it clean, man. Man, it's 2023, man. It'll be 2024 next year. Hey, man, leave my 04 Maybach alone. I got a Maybach, baby. Those are issues, baby. And newsflash, if he do come to the Cowboys, we would say, all right, cool. We would say. All right, so with that being said, Bobby Wagner, I don't know what he's actually asking for or wanting. I don't know if he's saying that, hey, I ain't finna be box wine around here for your mind. He's a post-June 1 cut. Yeah, appreciate you. Yeah. I'm not really, and you're talking about Ezekiel Elliott. Appreciate you. Bobby Wagner, is that a yes or a no? J. May says Jerry all about jersey sales. So if he want Odell Beckham bad, he will get him. I feel you. Charlie G, salute to you. MF and talking crazy. That Maybach been in the shop for 2 years. Go get D-Hop and Wagner and be good. Charlie J. Charlie J get the first one of the day, man. He ain't lying, man. Damn. Charlie J. He said, you better not do it, y'all, you know. Have you ever seen someone want to buy a luxury automobile just to fit into a social class, right? Just to make themselves look good. But they really low-key can't trust said car or can't really afford the car. And don't you know, for those who complain about the tune-ups and the maintenance of a luxury car, are those people really don't supposed to have said luxury car? They don't. If you complaining that it costs $305 to change the oil on the BMW, then you don't suppose, newsflash, you don't supposed to have the vehicle, right? If you complaining about the things like the maintenance deals that have to be done, of how much it costs, then you don't supposed to be in there. Shop in your lane. Stick to what you can afford, right? Stay in your area. So what I'm saying here on the inverse, if you want to buy a used luxury automobile and you're not getting it at birth, right? Meaning that you got to make sure that the maintenance and you got to take it in more, and you're complaining about the money, then it probably be better for you to go and get that Honda. You know what I'm saying? And eventually you can elevate yourself up. There's nothing wrong with driving a Nissan Altima if you can't afford, you know what I'm saying, the Infinity. There's nothing wrong with cruising through with the Corolla, you know what I'm saying, or the Camry when you can't afford the Lexus or the Acuras of the Honda classes, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to stick in your lane. Because at the end of the day, a car purpose is to transport you to A to B or to A to Z. Now, you can get to a certain spot, but it's predicated and depending on how the ride would be on your wallet, right? Yes, indeed. So, somebody said, I'd rather purchase that D-Hop then. Shoot, we'll D-Hop and drive on. You know, that car don't make no noise. That car just smooth sailing. See, this doggone car over here is making a lot of noise, and the car name is Odell Beckham. Want to get shown off, making all of the noise. Yeah, it sounds good, but they won't allow you to see under the hood. That's crazy. That's hustling backwards, right? Yeah, all the cars are the same these days. They all have recall. Yeah, Kathy, you're right. They do have that recall. Yes, indeed. All right. Yes, indeed. But scared money don't make money. You're right, Mo. You're right. So I asked and I polled a question last year all through the season. I said we'll find out worth and value, right? How do you value your said spot or position? And I asked a lot of Eagle fans and a few of you guys, because A.J. Brown, he was an acquisition that the Eagles made. I'm going to ask you guys, was he worth the $100 million? Was he worth it? Or should they roll out the Jalen Reagor plan again? Or they could have looked at it and said, hey, they got Pascal. They can roll with that. Was he worth the $100 million? Or should they went and got a James Washington? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to ask you guys right now, would Odell Beckham be worth the $20 million APY that he's seeking, and you don't or will not have a chance to see under the hood nor test drive it. See, there's 2 types of test driving. 3, really. One being the test drive when you with that shady person that really don't trust you. That when it's time for you to test drive it, they in the car with you. You know what I'm saying? They flat out in the car with you. And they tell you which street to go down. They tell you which way to go. Right? And then there are some test drives, right? When they know that their product is good and they believe and they stand behind their deal, they allow you to test drive it. When they trust themselves a little bit, they allow you to test drive it down the street by yourself, right? Come on back. 30 minutes to an hour, come on back. And then the third type of test driving, they'll let you have the car for 2 or 3 days. They'll say, here the keys. They really trust you. Then just bring it back. Just bring it back in 2 or 3 days. That's when you really test it out. And sure, when I test drive my vehicle, boy, I'll smash that ass. I'll make it sure that if I needed to peel out somewhere, I know I can go somewhere. I was heavy footing there. You know what I'm saying? But when it was about time for me to purchase it, I said, let me get another one, you know. I'd have pushed that one a little too hard, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you got to make sure you know what you got. They trust me. But I remember when my credit and stuff wasn't that good. Boy, they'll say, look, let me get a copy of your driver's license, your social, your school's transcript, and 2 banks, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Then we'll let you test drive it. They had a person in the back seat and in the front seat. They were making sure I wasn't going to get off on him. They didn't trust me. Well, that's when I had that bad credit. But now I got good credit now. They say, hey, man, it's going to go, man. You good. Somebody test drive it now. They got somebody in the front seat, the back seat, and everything. They didn't call the police to follow you, you know. Oh, my gosh. That's the type of test driving we got now with Odell Beckham Jr. I don't trust him, man. I don't trust him. He don't trust himself either. Believe it or not, he don't trust himself. Lord, do you have any truth to it? Yeah, he don't trust himself. Because he know for sure if he'd have held that practice, that training, that thing that he tried to have in Arizona, down here in Big D in Dallas, shoot, he knew that these guys over here would have been, they pushed down on that doggone. Them knees would get to shaking. Ah! Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What my snake at? Here you go. Yeah. Hey, what happened to Odell, man? He blew his knee out, man. Why? At the top of his route, he tried to make a cut, come back to the ball, and it was... He blew a head gasket again, man. And, you know, he was one of those aluminum engines. Once that engine is warped, there's nothing you can do about it. Car look good on the outside. Polish it up. Maybe you'll hope that you can find one of those ladies that don't know too much about cars, and you'll tell her, baby, you don't need to test drive it. Take my word for it. That thing can go. Boy, them car salesmen, they start sweating. They start sweating when they fool around and get somebody that know what they talking about in there. You know, the whole conversation changed up. You know. You know. But it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. All right, man, let me get off that subject, man. Shout out to Odell, because of the Cowboys fool around and scoop him up. They'll fool around and scoop him up real quickly, right? All right, so the next conversation of the hour, y'all having a good time? Shout out to y'all so much, man. Yeah, them knees get to shaking. I had a car like that, man. Broke down on me on Highway 18 in Jackson, Mississippi, over there by the Piccadillys. It was a little old hill up there, And the car was good on a stretch. On a stretch is good. Man, you know what I'm saying? And it had a blown head gasket. It's in the middle of May and June, July, around that time where the heat, triple heats. And when that temperature gauge start doing like this, you got to turn the heater on, you know what I'm saying, to let out some of the excess heat and roll your windows down. So you watching the temperature gauge right here. I was just trying to make it back to my destination. I was good going downhill and on the flat. But over there at Piccadilly's on Highway 18, there's a little old hill. I'm talking about a good old steep hill, too. And that car got the that's how that car was sounding. I said, Lord, if I can get to the top of the hill, you know, boy, it'll be smooth sailing from here because I can coast all the way back to the crib from there. You know what I'm saying? But that car was like, this, man. Lord, I'm tired, man. You done put a cold air intake on me. You done put a spoiler. You done put them alloys on me, man. But you never paid attention to the engine. I'm like the little engine that could. Chicka, chicka, chicka. Chicka, chicka, choo, choo. It couldn't get up that hill, boy. You talk about an embarrassing moment. I mean, that car was stuck there for a couple of days, man. But that is what you don't want. And if I could sell the car, I would tell people, man, that's a real good car, man. It would get you to point A to point B. Can I test drive it? No. Scotty, what's good, man? He said, Lord, I'm buying that joke. Bad credit, test drive, laugh out loud. Yes, indeed. You already know, Scott. They ain't gonna let you test drive it. You know what I'm saying? They will, but they be in the car with you. Yes, indeed. They done already sent your license to the authorities. But on that list, too, man, we got Dalton Schultz. We already talked about his market drying up. His market, the tight end market, aged like old bananas on the top of the refrigerator. I think that right now he's going to have to come back with his hat in his hand and say, you know what, I will play for one more year for $6 million. What about 6? You gave the quarterback a 2-year deal for 6. Can you just give me one straight up for 6? You know, I'm better than the backup quarterback, and the team going to say, no, Schultz. Schultz. You too much money, Schultz. We like our guys, but come on, man. You got to work with us, man. We got Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot and Cameron Brate, baby. That would be something. But J. May says, just because you pour it, don't make it pancakes, you know. Oh, just because you pour shit, don't make it pancakes. That's a real good one, man. That's a real good one right there. Ferguson, yeah, Ferguson for sure, man. All right, so we'll go down here. I would say I saw Billings get signed by, I think, the Bears or someone. That's a good interior move. You still have Poona Ford that's available. He's 27. You have DJ Shark and as well as Yannick Ngakoue. Let me see what Yannick did last season. He's 28 years of age. Yannick Ngakoue. And what did he do? Because I remember at one point I would love to see him on his team. Oh! He had that many last year? He had that many? When I saw this number, y'all, I did just like this. Damn! Check this number out right here. He was that good? Is that right? He had 12 sacks? I gotta look up. I gotta do some homework. He had that many sacks? A forced fumble? What did he do the previous year? 10 sacks? 8 sacks? 10 sacks? 13 sacks. He's a sack machine over here. 16 sacks. 8 sacks. Okay. What's his story? What's Yannick Ngakwe's story? That's how you say his name, right? Yannick Ngakwe. Let me see what they saying. Not many. He a pass rusher, man. You sent a super chat. I appreciate Charlie G. If it's only worth it, we taking Super Bowl. We talking Super Bowl. Don't y'all think Tyreek Hill is worth $100 million? No Super Bowl. Look at all of the money the Dolphins spent and wasted. You're right, Charles. But they ran up over there. And I think that, just to go back, and we're going to talk about Ngakwe, the Dolphins had the Bills on the rope with the third-string backup quarterback. I think if the Dolphins had a quarterback in that game, they beat the Bills. Yeah. All right, so what y'all, like, what's his – let me see what he asking for. Hold on. I'll take those quarterback pressure. Put him on the opposite side of D-Law or use him as a rotational spot. I'm greedy. Y'all know that, right? I'm greedy. I will always measure twice. Unless his market value is just too crazy. Oh, it's right in the wheelhouse. Would y'all like that? A 4-year deal for like $59 million? He's 27? Well, that's too rich. He's still young, y'all. His production from a sack level, I don't know what he is on run support, but I'm looking at it like this. If you're trying to better your best, this is what? Pay that 4-year deal. It's too rich? No. Let me yell out this again. Well, I can go from here now. Go from here, and I'll have to look back at his tape and see how he is on run support. He had 9.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 10 sacks, 8 sacks, 8 sacks, 9.5, 12 sacks, 8. So he had 65 sacks in his career. He was drafted in 2016 as well. He even got 2 interceptions for his career. And I can tell you guys right now, it may – we did, sign him and cut D-Law. Don't need him. This is from Brian Boris, yeah. Boriso. I think they offered Randy Gregory more, right? All right, so it's just good homework right here for you guys. He was a 3rd-round draft pick out of Maryland. Just leaving no stone unturned. I know we talked about DJ. We would love to see DJ on his team. Poona Ford, Jadeveon Clowney. I think somebody talked to me about Jadeveon. He's 30. I said it was a hard no for Jadeveon. Let me see what his market is. If it's north of that, then, man, I'm going to get Yannick. They don't even have his market value out there. But Jadeveon Clowney had played for 1 year for a $10 million deal. And that's why I say all the time, the 1 year, the one-offs, they sound cool, but that's more against the cap, believe it or not, than this right here. Because you can manipulate $15 million APY. You can manipulate that. Frank Clark. Let me see. Some people saying Frank Clark. He's out there too. He is where he at on this list? He's not even on this list. We can stretch out Marcus Peters. I could look up Frank Clark though. Let's look up. He's 29. Come on, give me that market value. You don't want to populate. I think he just got cut, right? Signing bonus was like, what was it going? It just spinning. Okay, while they're spinning over there. Calais Campbell, that's a Band-Aid. He's 37. What did Calais Campbell do last year? Let's see what he did. Let's see what Calais at 37 did. That's a long tooth, man. That's a doggone long tooth. He will be by far your best interior guy because we didn't have a guy from the interior with 6 sacks last season. 2 forced fumbles, 18 solos. Frank Clark is looking for 12.4, or his market value is right at 13 million. That's based off of they can offer like a 2-year 24. Yeah, for defensive end. I would literally, if I'm a person, let me pull this up so y'all can see it. If I'm a person, is Frank Clark a better option than what we already have? And 2, by him being at that age range, he had 6 sacks last season, 5 sacks the season before that, 6. So he's right at D Lawish production level on sacks. So you're not going to get that much out of him as it relates to sacks. And I know for sure he's not that good against running as D-Law. So I'm not trying to have two more D-Laws, or another D-Law. Yeah, Al Kareem says give Sam Williams a chance. Give him a chance. You got Connor McGovern, Donald Smith. You got, Frank Clark way down here. A lot of y'all talking about Harris, right? He's 26, Roll Tide, right? An injury-plagued year with limitations on him. That's what their short write-up is. And would you guys give him a chance in a situation here? All right, so here's my thoughts on the Sam Williams give him a chance. You know where his chance would be? Training camp. Fight for that spot, for that role in that position. But if you want to go cheap, with it, just re-up Dante Fowler, right? That's the cheap route. Re-up him. He won't cost you anywhere close to that money we are talking about. And reach out to some of these wide receivers that's available, right? Like D-Hop. You figure out a way to get that, and then you're done with it. Defense collectively, what we're looking for, in my opinion, is interior help, right? Have you noticed I'm talking about interior or on the edge or what have you so that we can get more and more pressure? The Cowboys got to start doing this too. They got to prepare themselves to be ready for the downfall on the defense on the latter end of the season. What you mean, Law? What are you talking about? Every year, the Cowboys going to be squeezed for market attention. Remember, nobody care about your feelings. They don't care what's around the team. They just want to talk about the team. They're going to only chalk this up as a bevies of excuses. So when you know for sure the conditions that you come up from is there, you got to plan for it. It's just like college. Nobody care about your background on how you had to prepare yourself in order to get selected or approved to a certain college. They didn't care if you had only limited situations, no central air, right? You didn't go to the best schools or what have you, or that you didn't have 3 meals a day. They don't care about that. They want to know your results. What did you score on the SAT test or the ACT, SECs or whatever test that you got to take now in order to get into college? What do you do? Are you athletic gifted? Can we give you an athletic scholarship? They didn't care where you come from. They just want the results. So the Cowboys got to prepare themselves to be ready to play those 3 games in 12 days. It's time out for us to say, hey, man, it's not fair. The Cowboys got 3 games in 12 days. No other team got to go through the gauntlet. Heavy is the crown. Right? You're going to get talked about. Those are establishments and deals that went done before even those players were even born. The Cowboys play on Thanksgiving. Teams cry out all the years that, hey, they don't like Thursday night games. Teams thought that, hey, they won it because it wasn't fair for the Cowboys to play every Thanksgiving on Thursday because they was looking at it like it's a 10-day break. So what they did was the NFL made some concessions to have everybody play on Thursday nights now, or Thursday. Y'all see that? And it was a money play. But the Cowboys going to get hit with the 3 games in 12 days more than any team in the National Football League because we carry the NFL as it relates to ratings. If you go down the list of all of the eyeballs of people watching, and if you look at the value that the revenue brought in, you can clearly see with your eyes that the Cowboys carrying the market. Win, lose, or draw. We carry the TV ratings. So with that, that's a trade-off. So you got to prepare your team to be able to withstand that. And the only way you prepare your team to be able to withstand that is not crying about it, complaining about it. Just make sure you got depths in there. Make sure you take care of business. Yeah, it said hit the crying button for those who want Odell Beckham. Hush your mouth. Nobody care about all those tears. We want results. So you got to prepare yourself. That's why I say, hey, if you can find a Yannick in there, go get him. All right, and if you can find a running back that can withstand some punishment, go get him. 3 games in 12 days. All right, and I thought Ashawn Robinson got picked up by someone. Is he the last big man? He's a top 100. I thought did he get picked up by someone? Greg Gaines, he's 27. I'm looking for big boys down inside. I wish this list was a little bit better. All right, so Irv Smith Jr., he's out there. Nelson Aguilar, he can stay there. Denzel Perryman, he's there. Adam Thielen, he's still looking for a job. Taylor Rapp, too late, dog. We didn't sign our boys already. Ashawn will probably be the best person as far as the big boy that's left. Or Greg Gaines. It says here, Gaines took a step back in 2022. He's still surprisingly good pass rusher for a 312-pounder. You know, that's a big boy. He's a tall, lengthy guy too. But I like Ashawn. C. Sheldon Rankins. Okay. He stays hurt though. This is from Johnny Parker. Appreciate you. We can get a wide receiver in the later rounds. Yes, I do agree. But here's the thing with the wide receiver in the later rounds. if you do decide to go with that, they're going to have a slim chance to beat out Simi Fehoko, Jalen Tolbert, and Dennis Houston. Here's my thoughts, and here's my crazy, strange prediction. Dennis Houston is going to beat out Jalen Tolbert again. Let me repeat. Dennis Houston is still going to beat out Jalen Tolbert again. And Dak Prescott held a private workout session with his wide receivers and tight ends at his home just the other day. And you've seen Dennis Houston and Jalen Tolbert there, still in the mix. I wanted to see if I can see Kevontae Turpin out there. I didn't know. Did Rapp retire? I didn't know. Did he? If you draft a wide receiver, it better be Chase. All right. Which wide receiver that is? What year are we in? Yeah. Keaton Mitchell runs at 4.3 in the later rounds. Oh, wow. A-Chain. What about him? Yep. Let's get it going. Happy Friday to you all. Hotline for Your Mind is brought to you by Inside the Huddle and Power Hands. Best training facility for your hands. Work smart and work to get the job done with Power Hands. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. 657 390-7391. Appreciate y'all. That's the hotline for your mind. Let's go. Get your spot while you can, huh? Let's go, baby. Hey. Like 100 grand. Give me your thoughts. Appreciate you for your love and adulation.
There is one other participant in the conference. All participants are muted. Please announce yourself.
Man, this dude with a streak. Unbelievable. I got Aaron. You're live from the 562. Holla at me, man.
What's up, Law? How you doing today?
All is well, man. Happy Friday to you, man. What's on your heart?
Happy Friday. Quick question, just a couple questions I was thinking about. CD does have a fifth-year option to pick up, right?
Yeah, but it's like 19, close to 20 million.
20 million. Do you think the Cowboys will pick up his fifth-year option and then sign him into the next year after that, so they can focus more money on Parsons?
I don't. It's equivalent to me, and I could be 1,000% off. It's equivalent to the franchise tag. This is auto in, just lower percentage-wise. I think that it would be better if you renegotiate his contract, extend him now, so that he won't get hit with that fifth year. I get it. There'll be more money than he ever seen, but it's bigger against the cap, in my opinion. So work out a deal. See the deal, the cream of it, Aaron, is when you work out those deals, man, to hide some money, push it around, convert it into bonuses and things like that, so that you never hit that big lump sum.
Okay, I got you on that.
Mm-hmm.
What else can you say? Man, I'll take D-Hop over OBJ.
Yep.
Because I was thinking about who would impact that locker room more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who would, I think D-Hop would be cool. If CD's cooking on the other side one game, I feel D-Hop won't be the diva that we all know OBJ to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the one that appears to be rejected. Always work out harder, you know. Right. It seems like D-Hop is like he's more of a humble approach to it. Like, hey, I want to be free. I represent myself. Right. I get someone else to represent me, but I really want to do X, Y, and Z. I want to play for the Cowboys, and that makes the Cowboys do like this. They look off from it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Odell Beckham, he knows that the Cowboys want him, and it's like, it's like that he's using that for leverage.
Right. Okay. Now, if other thing I wanted to ask, sorry, I'm at work. If the Cowboys sign Bobby Wagner, are they moving Leighton Vander Esch to the wing? I mean, to the wheel of Sam linebacker slot?
I will put the best linebacker in the best spot,
Right.
Aaron, and Bobby Wagner come here. He's immediately the starter, and you eventually just phase LVE in and out. But I appreciate you, dog.
Okay.
Thank you for calling in.
All right, man. Thank you.
No doubt, man. That boy working hard over there, man. I love that. Being able to call into the nation when you at the JOB. I love it. Trey from the 901. You live.
Hey.
Hey.
So we are okay. So they showing it again.
What happened? I lost you. Hello? Oh, Trey, you was about to tell us some good stuff. Call back in, Trey. From the 210, you in.
Hey, what's up, Law?
Not much. Who we got here? What's your name?
This is Samuel.
Sam. Okay. Appreciate you, Sam.
Yeah. So, listen here, bro. I was sitting here. I was thinking about, of course, the Cowboys need, and you hear about DeAndre Hopkins, and we hear about OBJ, and I wanted to do a little bit of outside of the box thinking.
All right.
In terms of, obviously, if you're going to go ahead and give, depending on what you're looking to draft compensation you're looking to give up, I'm not looking to give up a first-round pick or even a second-round pick for D-Hop just because, for this reason, because of age.
Okay.
And he's pretty much he's kind of a bit of a mirror of what we already have in CeeDee Lamb. If I personally, if we were going to go ahead and be aggressive and think outside of the box and try to pursue a trade for an established receiver, what about looking into DK Metcalf? Because I thought last year, going into the offseason, he was supposed to be potentially available.
Right.
And maybe kind of looking into that. I know the Cowboys have had somewhat of a sour history between the Seahawks front office and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I would. That's something I would like to see them pursue. And also in terms of roster construction overall in general, I have a question. I want to pick your brain about this. Obviously, let's say for example, trying to be creative in accumulating, stockpiling high quality draft capital in future years. So let's say for example, you got a team like the Rams.
Right.
They don't have a first round pick this year, but the Cowboys, if they were to, let's say, trade a second round pick this year, is technically, and correct me if my recollection is off, but a second round pick this year is valued a full round higher in the subsequent following year. You know what I'm saying? The 2023 second round pick could be worth a first round pick in 2024. You follow me?
Give or take, man. So where are you heading down the road at? Like what are we trying to do with this, Sam?
Well, I mean, honestly, I'm like almost kind of you're trying to go ahead and stockpile. Like if the Cowboys have been known in the past to sometimes they take risk in the second round.
Okay. Guys
that they might have to put a red shirt on or whatever, stuff like that, and they may not be able to play in that first year. And we've seen them have some, success. We saw that happen with Jalen Smith a couple years back, et cetera.
Right.
And so my thinking is this: if you were to go ahead and trade away this year's second round pick to a team like the Rams,
right,
and for straight up for their first round pick for the next year in 2024, then you walk into basically you treat that second round pick that you gave to the Rams like it was a red shirt year for a player. You know what I'm saying? But then the following year, you now have 2 first round picks to deal with. You're still building your team through the draft, and you know what I mean. You have, and you just have to maybe fill in a couple extra spots with free agents this year to offset what you may be lacking in the presence of a drafted player. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Well, no, because if I'm giving away something for a maybe that I don't receive until next season, right? And I would rather just go and get something that I can have now. It's the old saying, a bird in your hand is better than two in the bush. So you just made the analogy of that on the different way of it. You know, you saying get rid of the bird that's in your hand for a first round next season. So you can have 2 first rounds. So only way I do that would be like if they say, okay, they finna move on from a player that I like, and I want to be able to finesse it a little bit. And I would say, well, I'll give you my second round pick now, and I want your first, plus I want that person right there off your team. And I don't even see anybody making that type of move like that, even from the Rams side. You know, let's say if they wanted to move on from Cooper Kupp, you know what I'm saying, for some strange reason, then I would say I give you my second round and my next year's second round for Cooper Kupp. I can see them saying, yeah, but then you're getting Cooper Kupp at the end of the day out of it. So versus the unknown. So I just say right here, man, we draft pretty well. We just still need to wheel and deal into free agency. And believe it or not, technically, we haven't even wheeled and deal into free agency this season. We just made it a trade. You know what I'm saying? We traded for Gilmore. He wasn't a free agent. And we signed our own guys. We like our guys. Shout out to you, Ricky Mack, for this hoodie.
I got 2 last questions for you real quick.
Go ahead.
I'll wrap it up quick. First things first. I wanted to see about what you thought about us getting, perhaps going back to the well, visiting with the Colts and seeing about trying to acquire someone like a DeForest Buckner for interior presence to take some attention away from, of course, from Micah. You know what I mean? You have somebody who prevents the quarterback from stepping up and be an impact player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A catalytic player up the middle, which we have not had in quite a long time. That would be something I want to know. And then, of course, him being 6'7", length up front, good size and length up front can keep our backers clean. And then maybe trying to go ahead and get on a 1-year deal, seeing if we can get Calais Campbell. I know that Michael Parsons had before he was released, had kind of reached out to him. Having those 2 guys up front, I would love to see that happen. And I wanted to get your thoughts about that.
No doubt. I'll talk about that right now. Appreciate you, Sam. Thank you.
No doubt.
Good call from him. DeForest Buckner, he would be a nice guy that you could insert in. But I would tell the Cowboys front office right now, 2 moves that they need to do. Go ahead and re-up Terrence Steele, right, so that you can go ahead and count for the money that you got left. And you don't have to worry about, is it hanging in the wind of you having to replace your right tackle. I get it. He may not be available for the first week or such. I don't know when he will come back. Optimism is at his all-time height. I don't know if he's going to be up to snuff, but I believe that from what his type of injury is, that he will be okay. The second move would be, you got John Hankins, right? Big Jonathan. You figure out, throw in a good, nice little deal for him, re him up if they haven't did it already. And then what you would do is with DeForest Buckner, you can literally bring him on, ask the team what they'd be willing to give up, etc., and that would be a good situation for us. But you can't appear to be so anxious for it, because then that's when the 3rd round draft pick that they would probably want from him becomes the 1st or 2nd. So you got to play this thing smoothly with the Colts and understand that they feel as if though they probably a quarterback away from changing things around on their team. Think about it. Their defense was pretty good. They had some opportunities on the offense to be spectacular, just didn't have the quarterback over there. So we'll find out what move that they would like to do. And they do have money. It's not like they are cap strapped over there, I meant to say, because they have about $24 million on the table. Now I got Trey. I'm going to bring you back on, and then we have MJ. Appreciate you, man. All right, Trey, you're live.
Yes. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. It's tripping.
It's all good.
But anyway, I was wanting to ask, well, okay, so since Zeke will be gone by June or what have you, so I'm just praying that the Cowboys would get somebody top tier as Zeke was at the beginning of it. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't go just get. But we have, what I don't understand, why we just don't utilize Malik. You know what I'm saying? Malik Hooker and Jabril Cox. Those boys was great. Don't y'all remember them playing?
Are you talking about on the defensive side, Malik Hooker? I mean, he was
not Malik Hooker, but Malik. We got two Malik. We got one hooker and one on offense.
Oh, you talking about Malik Davis?
Davis, there you go. And I mean, those guys play well. Like, I don't understand. It's like that kind of money. You got two great guys that can bag up.
You got two unknowns though. We haven't seen, and that's the only thing. We like what Tony Pollard brings to the table, but the biggest reservation would be now you're paying the guy $10 million, and you have yet to see him run the ball yet because he's coming off of a surgery or what have you. And I know that they are leaning on the aspect that he will be the same, but you're paying that man $10 million right now. Technically, he is the highest paid running back because he got the franchise tag. APY wise, he's one of the highest paid running backs in the National Football League. So it's still two unknowns. And what we got to also contextualize, Trey, it was Kellen Moore. He didn't know how to use the wide receiver, Kevontae Turpin. He didn't know how to use Jalen Tolbert. So we don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's my only point. Like, we did see some highlights. Like I said, when we played the Giants that time, when we hurt Daniel Jones, man, them two boys was killing it. But we didn't get to see more of. And that's the big problem I'm trying to tell people about the Cowboys, about this money. Mm-hmm. You going to go out there and go get more people, and you ain't even utilize the people that we already got.
Yeah.
You see me?
Yeah.
So
I feel you on that.
That's crazy to me. Go get D-Hop or go ahead and get Odell, if that, because wide receiver core, we need that. But the running back thing, I'm telling y'all, we can find something else to do, y'all. We can go to the defensive mode or something. We don't need that.
Okay.
Wide receiver, yeah, but running back, I don't think we need another running back.
You just roll. You got to just roll with it. Just draft one down the line, right? Third, fourth. What do you say?
So one more question. What we gonna do about Tyron? Because then ain't they gonna get rid of Tyron Smith?
Oh no, his contract they just extended him, and he got one of the best contracts I've seen in a long time. It's one of those incentive based contracts. So the more he play, the more money he make. That basically one of those.
People from Cowboy Nation keep saying that, on the off season, when we get ready to go to camp and stuff, they're going to get rid of Tyron and I'm like, who said that? Because I keep saying that they extended him. Like, I don't get it.
They extended him with a very nice team-friendly contract-based, incentive-based contract.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
I'm happy.
That should be the model of all contracts for veteran guys, believe it or not. I know it sounds bad, but I would start trying to build those type of contracts in the future for veteran guys that I got reservations on.
I'm happy. So we got him. Terrence Steele will be still here too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm just saying, if you go on TikTok and some of our people, even the folks that you talk to that be on your podcast,
right?
They saying this kind of stuff. I'm like, what? Y'all ain't listening to law? Like, what are y'all talking about? I haven't heard that. I'm looking on the TV every day, and I'm seeing that they keeping these people when y'all saying they going to let them go by the off season. Come on, man.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
That was my take on it. I just want the Cowboys to just do it right. And I do believe we're going to either get there. They just showed Parsons tweeted Hop again.
Right.
And Hop put a bunch of eyes on the thing saying, I'm waiting on y'all. That's what he said.
That's what he said. And then Dak and D-Hop followed each other last night, you know. So that's leaning on D-Hop. It's the fact that D-Hop is still under contract with Arizona. And the Dallas Cowboys don't want no parts of him working out in the Cowboys facility, and he get a hangnail or he tweak his knee, and now who's going to be liable for a whole bunch of red tapes type of stuff. But give me the person that's humble with it, like a D-Hop juxtaposed to a person saying, hey, I ain't box wine over here, you know?
Right.
Talking about Trey.
Like
Trey, I take you out on a date and you get mad at it because, hey, wait a minute. This ain't, you know, they're Frisco's. I'm telling you, like, come on. Ain't nothing wrong with this Chili's. You know what I'm saying? Applebee's got some good food, too. You know, are you full? You know?
I know, and we'll have two predators.
Yes,
we'll
it
have CD on one side, and then we got D-Hop on the other side. Who gonna mess with them two aliens?
Right. Nobody will want to mess with them. Come on. Yeah, let's go get D-Hop. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in.
Get them.
Yes,
Thank
indeed.
you, sweetie. Have a great one.
You as well.
How about them Cowboys?
Yes, indeed, man. Shoot. Y'all better leave some of these chain restaurants alone. Shoot. That 2 for $25 meal is just as good. Let me know if I'm wrong, y'all. Shoot. I be looking at that menu and be like, let me get the 2 for $15. Sure. You know, a special. Sure. Who y'all rolling with me now, huh? Yeah, man. I just left Applebee's. That 2 for $15, 2 for $25. You know, pick your order, pick your. You know, a trio plaza, a platter, you know what I'm saying? You can pick out, you know, and substitute this, man, put stuff together. We'll split the appetizers. Those be the best get-togethers, don't they? Ain't that right, y'all? Jay Business said, yes, sir, 2 for $25. And then they throw in the drink. And if you smooth with the waiter, she'll charge the drink as the water. And then you just take real good care of them with the tip. Yeah, no, sure, you take real good care of them. They keep bringing that drink over, too. Come on, y'all know it. Y'all, shoot. Sometimes, and then every day your birthday. I'm celebrating my birthday, get the free cake and the ice cream. I done had 500 birthdays in 1 year. Yeah, today is my birthday. Some of y'all will be like, yeah, today is my birthday. They be singing happy birthday. They be like, wait a minute, did we sing happy birthday to that dude 2 weeks ago? You know? 2 for $20 be lit. Yes, indeed. You leave with a full stomach. And that's right, MJ, man, from the 206, you in the mix.
Hey, how you doing, Law?
I'm doing well, man.
I'm at the get my little checkup at the doctor.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. You always, you gotta check your checkup.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, when I was checking out the show, they like me and you say, they need to sign Hankins, Wagner, and then I like Hawkins better because he's humble. Seem like
humble beast. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that. You know me, I'm Cap. I told Steele I'm Cowboy number 2.
Oh yeah, you Stephen Jones in this thing, man.
Yeah, I'm Stephen Jones. So you come with that trying to get over on me, you just turn me off. It's like you going to chick with a date and she got a bad attitude. You're like, oh no, I can't mess with her. I'm done.
Yeah.
So I thought Odell Beckham is pissing me off right now.
He said, look, man, ain't box wine, man. I don't want to go to Golden Corral, man. You're going to have to do Del Frisco's with me. You're going to have to get 5 stars with me, man, type of restaurant. You know, with the soft music where you fold your napkin up, you put it in your lap and stuff like that. You know, no plastic silverwares, you know what I'm saying?
got them bad knees and asking for money. Come on.
I mean, I want a plated food, man. I want a real plate, man. Don't put my food on a paper plate. I'm Odell Beckham.
Hey, you remember last night?
Yeah.
Remember last night when we said Trey Palmer?
Yeah, Trey Palmer. Yeah.
On your show?
Yeah.
They were talking about the receivers. You should see my draft.
What's that?
I got an A+.
Send it over, man. My guy right here, shout out to him for a super chat. Jameson said he sent me a 4-round mock draft, and it was pretty good. I saw the A+. I saw that mock draft, Jameson. Yeah,
did a 9.
You did a 9? Put it on put it in my inbox so I can pull it up one day, and I'll go over it live.
Number you gave me?
Oh, you texted to me?
I'm going to text it to you because you're going to crack up.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did is I had, look, and this before I knew about Trey, my boy Trey Palmer. He's not even on here. The first round was Deontay Banks.
Right.
Second was Steve Avila. Third was Nathaniel Bell. Fourth was Tank Bigsby. The D tackle, Broderick Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Jones, linebacker for Indiana. Ventrell Miller, linebacker from Florida. Aiden O'Connell, the Purdue quarterback.
Right.
Of the A+, and then Brenton Strange, the tight end from Penn State. And I gave me an 8.
Man, they be on it, don't they?
Oh, man. They was like, man, he picked a good pick. But, you still get that corner. Like you said, that was a hard pick. But I'm thinking, dang, I still might get Deontay Banks. But if we make that trade for Hop, then we might lose a second or third. I'm going to try to get him a third.
You say you give them a third. All right, so here's the thing, though. On a free market, I think that he'll pick the Cowboys. Now, here's another thing. I think that the Cowboys, they are doing this the right way, believe it or not. Show no interest, because the moment the Cowboys say, yeah, we like DeAndre Hopkins, then that second round that they will be willing to get rid of him turns into a first.
Yeah.
Because that's how they like to play the Joneses. These owners don't like each other, So that's why the Jones family, they are doing the things wise. So they're trying to wait. Remember this, when the draft day hit, that's when everything, like all of the stuff that you've been holding on to, breaks. And that's how even the Eagles were able to get AJ. They waited all the way to the draft day, and they said, all right, man, we'll give you this. Instead of you asking for X, Y, and Z, now the price is here. So it could be the inverse for older players like DeAndre, meaning that if they can actually go through this draft who they want, and they get somebody that they think that's better or can have the same capabilities, then they can release DeAndre Hopkins after the draft. And the Cowboys can literally say, all right, they'll scoop him up and save themselves from losing a second-round draft pick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's nice. You talking. That's how you do it. That's why they're not saying that.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm holding back on Odell Beckham, because he's trying to be slick. Man, I'm not paying $20 million with them bad knees. You're crazy.
Right.
Now, just think this. All the Cowboy fans, you know how they are. Oh, we got to go back. And then the first game or second game, he offered a whole year. And all the Cowboy fans, oh, man, what's Stephen Jones pick him up for? No. I'm a Cowboy. Everybody on here that listening, no. Stephen Jones, tell your daddy, no. If he come at a cheap price, I'll do it. But I'm not paying, $20 million, because that $20 million is stopping me from giving my boy Bobby Wagner and Hankins. And then you can bring your DN back, and then we can go in the draft and get that wide receiver. Then that DP,
Trey Palmer.
Yeah.
Appreciate you so much, man. I thank you, man, for calling in, MJ.
Always, family. And how about the Cowboys? Let's get this tip.
Let's go get it, man. That's Stephen Jones, man. Oh, my bad, MJ. All right, so Frederick says, the picks were, and I just pulled them up. Just downloaded them. Here, this is what you sent me from your version of the mock draft, and you did a good job on it with the first round. You went and got the OU kid, Harrison, who we went over and said that if you're going to get anyone, get someone that can be versatile enough to be tackle and guard. But he's primarily on this level. I think the next level he is a tackle. Phenomenal feet, willingness, good hands or what have you. That was pretty good. And then you went with interior look with the Baylor kid, Aikman. In the second round, they gave you a B+ for that. And that's an area of need, y'all. Now, he don't have the long arms, right? And he don't move as nimble as we've seen defensive tackles like the other guy. What's his name? That we all liked. Dang, it's at the tip of my tongue. The Polynesian guy that played for the Bucks. His name is the tip of my tongue, y'all. I promise you. It's the coffee. But he don't move as nimble as him. But he is a guy with strength that I do like and with high upside. And not a Hilota Nada, but what's the other guy's name? What's his name, y'all? Help me out. Help me out. I need to phone a friend. My mind is slipping me. Vita Vea. Woo. Thank y'all, man. Y'all clutch. Lost in translation. Appreciate you. So he's not a Vita Vea, but they are in the same room. They're in the same house, but not in the same room. That's the best way for me to say it. And then he went with Tank Dell. Short area quickness. You bring in a guy that's very, very nifty in his route running. Don't pay attention to the 4.45s or what have you. Remember, you got speed and you got quickness, and that's what you see out of his tape and field vision. He knows where the soft spot in the zone, and he plays bigger than his size. So that's why they gave him an A+ in the third round. And that could be a very much so a good spot for us, a guy that can take the top off the defense and can work the middle of the field. He'll fit right in on some play designs for a West Coast scheme. All right, and then McBride, I like his shiftiness. He's a decent sized back, right? McBride, he can run now. You may knock him because he played for UAB, but hey, McBride, man, shoot, look up his stats and look at his ability. I think that he's a very underrated pick. But if you scoop him up in the fourth round, it's a good situation. Could he fall into the fifth? That would be a flat out steal, but I don't think that McBride would be there around that time frame. Let me know how y'all feel about McBride, Dwayne. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Zeke coming back, y'all. This is from VZP. We'll find out. But kudos and credence to you, man, on this mock draft, man. And they gave you an A-. So yeah, you was right up there, man, with Boss Cowboy, the OC and my guy Jay Tuck and all of those boys. So yeah, that's a good situation for us. All right, we got another caller that's been waiting here from the 409. D-Shift, you live.
Hey, what's good, boss?
Not much,
man.
Man.
My fault, Law. You said boss, man.
No, that's good. It's good.
My name. Yeah, man, get my names crossed up, man, calling all you boys, man. But, nah, man, I think the running back position, I think what quietly happens is that as you're going through all these prospects, you look up and realize how many there really are.
Right.
So I think, like what the other caller was saying, she was making an excellent point about the fact that you've invested. I think, what do you find more value? Do you think there's any value in what Malik Davis was able to do last year, being on this roster, learning? Having a veteran like Zeke and Pollard to kind of be around and getting that off-season jump, because that's another facet, man. We've been able to thrive off the draft, and also guys having productive off-seasons and making those jumps that really bring value to the team. So I don't think anything's going to change when it comes to that. And so there's some budding production that's kind of looming. So to say, when you talk about, I don't think Dak has Jalen Tolbert out working out at his field if it's just a bust kind of situation, and that's far be it to say that I'm depending on Jalen Tolbert. I think that's our biggest frustration. We don't mind them producing, but we mind when those are the guys that we're kind of depending on to make that jump, right? When you can kind of get those guys like that already, like Gilmore, we're not depending on Nashawn Wright to make a jump because he's been in this system for 3 years or 4 years, and
yeah.
So that's why that's the type of moves is that they can just make those moves consistently. We'd be okay, but I think you do have a situation in the running back position where Malik Davis was able to get some proper grooming, and then so I think bringing in another rookie and then adding those aspects not to overall replace Zeke, but they're also going to bring some excellent things to the table that, unfortunately, Zeke, I don't know if he could bring just that burst and that quickness.
Yeah, here's how it goes, though, D-Shift. In spurts, people look great, right? We seen in basketball, 6-man award, that player look good coming off of the bench, and he scores a lot, and everybody say, hey, that person should be a starter. But sometimes you just look good in spurts. And I've seen it before with the Troy Hambricks of the world, right? Emmitt Smith was at the tail end of his career. Troy Hambrick come in, wow, explosive, looked good. And then when they gave him the full opportunity, he disappeared. So, and one can argue the same thing with Joseph Randle. Explosive, he looks good. I remember times when we seen it even with Lance Dunbar. We're going way back. Lance Dunbar, you put him out there, man, explosive, look good, but when it's time for him to eat the full plate, he disappear or get hurt. And I'm not wishing that upon Malik Davis nor Tony Pollard, but to be fair to those boys, they never was given the opportunity to be that running back, to be that bell cow, or to be that running back that you can depend on for week to week. So that's why I say it's the unknown.
Yeah, I think I'd say you got some guys that can beat 3-down backs. I like Zach Evans from Zach Evans from Ole Miss?
Yeah, Ole Miss guy. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I kind of like just his build. I mean, I like a couple of scat backs like A-Chain and Eric Gray. But I think if you kind of bring in another 3-down running back, I just believe in the talent.
Well, hold on before you go into that. Bring in that 3-down running back to be a split back with us. And that's what I think. That's how I look at it, because I want somebody that can take the punishment, that can take the lick from week in and week out, or know how to prepare themselves, even coming from a college aspect, versus bringing more lightning over, which would be good. Can we get by with it? Yes. But from what I'm thinking on how this system is going to be ran, I just need that one guy that I know for sure that can block well, that can take some of the punishment, that can squeeze out a touchdown at the end. And like McBride, like my guy had Jameson had McBride on his list. Where's the list at? Let me go back to this list over here. He had McBride on his list. I like it because the dude had 19 touchdowns. And I can't dismiss 19 touchdowns in 1 year, right? So even though it was at a smaller competition, and he's built right. He's 5'11", 215, 216-ish. So he's compact build, and I know he can probably take on some of the beatings.
Yeah, I think you're spot on about wanting to bring that, maintain that physicality. That's why I kind of start moving them, because at first, initially, you want to bring in that scat back just because you're deprived of like weapons and speed,
right? And
you hope that they can kind of add that element. But you do, I mean, as much as people like to talk about Zeke's 1 yard, 2 yard touchdowns, or talk about guys, carrying the load, and then they just give the touchdown to Zeke,
right?
Like those defenses just said, oh yeah, man, I made it inside the 5, so shit, Zeke, so you can just come in and add another touchdown to your resume.
No doubt, man.
Along with, I mean, the pounding that you take, right? Like, so you getting hit that many times, and then you got to muster up enough force to break in with 1 or 2 yards with somebody that's going to sit there and pretty much try to stonewall you. So I don't really think that's as. I mean, we've seen bad. You and I have seen bad goal line running teams.
Right. We did. We've seen
that. We've seen that, and that was one of the things about Joseph Randle. You brought him up. like he couldn't finish. Like, I mean, it's easy to run from 20 to 20, right?
Right.
But I think it's something that you're going to have to definitely replace. I'm not too bad on losing Zeke, as I've said in other streams, but I'm with you, and like you gotta like tactfully
replenish that. Yes, indeed, man. D Shift, man, I appreciate you for calling in, Chief. Thank you.
Easy, bro.
Yes, indeed. That's the D Shift from the 409. All right, 469. You was next, but you just hung up. All right, so let me take this super chat for you. Come in, Ed Edwards. He says, "Law, shouldn't we see what we get out of Cavante Turpin before bringing in a Tank Dell, who is an inch shorter with the question marks?" Here's what I say with this. Parcells, I'm using this Parcells line, and I'm going to wear it out with this. Parcells states that if you are great at a spot, draft again, if you think you are. And what I don't want to do is window dress my board and looking at the team that I already have, and then all of a sudden, I say, well, I'm not going to go here when I'm supposed to be going BPA. If he is the best player available upon your board, then you just pick your best player available. Don't look at scheme fit. Don't be looking at this and that. Just get the best player available. Because when you start going after players and say, okay, he is scheme fit, then you draft Taco Charlton. And then you'll pass up on a TJ Watts, right? So that's just how I view it. BPA, stick to your draft board. Don't go for reaching. And yes, you may have a certain trait that you like out of a player, but at the end of the day, is he better than the other guys? And if Tank Dell is on the board and you got him listed as your best player, then you go with that. But I got a Cavante Turpin already. Well, so what? Now you got two of them. Two Turpins. You can do some crazy things on punt returns and kick return with both of them back there in the backfield, right? You can just, like, if there was a Tyreek Hill, if you had a chance, ladies and gentlemen, let's say you had Antonio Brown, right, in his prime, and you had a chance to draft Tyreek Hill, and if you already knew what you can get out of Tyreek Hill, and you had a Antonio Brown without the sideline antics and off-field antics, would you still draft Tyreek Hill, or you say, man, I already got, you know what I'm saying? So the answer would be, just still draft again. Or let me go to this aspect of it. If you have Gonzalez, the tight end, Tony Gonzalez on your team, would you draft Travis Kelce? It's just like one of those type of situations. You be like, hey, man, I already got Tony Gonzalez. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a Travis Kelce. No, I'm gonna still say, hey, Travis Kelce. But sometimes players in the later rounds, because Travis Kelce definitely wasn't a first round draft pick, but you guys get what I'm saying. Sometimes you just go get BPA, best player available, even though you're already rich there. All right, let me go with Edwards, and then 731, you're next. So, Ed, man, you're live from the 337.
Hey, what you doing, Law?
All is well, man. Talk to me.
Well, I have an analogy with the Odell and Hop situation comparing to Carr. I had a little situation when we was a little young cat, I had an old white 1985 Mazda 626, nothing fancy. The only thing I did was put a deck in it and put some 6x9s in it. My buddy had a 1989 Regal, candy pink, peanut butter top, peanut butter dust, 5-jet CD changes, sitting on some 20-inch beef. Now they got a thing called a crawfish festival when I'm truck. It is known to be stuck in traffic for hours at the crawfish festival. Now, me and all my buddies, we get together to go to the crawfish festival. So we decided who's going to ride with who. Everybody want to ride with him because it's called pretty. He got music, loud music, everything. Just me and my best friends up in my car. After a while, He stopped and said, "Oh no, I'm not driving my car. I'm not driving my car." Everybody like, "Why are you not driving your car? You got the best looking car out here." He asked me, "Could you ride with me?" I said, "Man, drive your car. Your car better than mine." "Oh man, I can't drive my car because I can't be stuck in traffic because my car overheats." So in other words, like you said, we have to be able to test the car before we drive it.
Got to.
Since Odell Beckham don't want to let us test him, keep him in the shed and let's go get D-Hop.
Yeah, that's a great observation. I love that story and that analogy there, Ed. It's all about letting people test, man. But I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a blessed day. Thanks for all you do for the nation, Lord.
No.
How about the Cowboys?
How about man? That's Ed, man, from the 337, man. Good call from him. Yes, you got to test. You got to let me see what's up under the hood, right? One must count the cost before they buy the house, right? Those type of things. And even, before you buy the house, make sure you get your inspector. Go through everything. Make sure you cross your T's, dot your I's. Trust no one. Trust no one, and make sure you do your due diligence, and all of those things will work its way out at the end. Cowboy Nation. All right, so we have no one else waiting to be on the phone, so we're going to shut it down. I thank y'all so much for calling in on this beautiful Friday as we head into the weekends. Hope all is well with you guys. Any more other updated news, I will jump live and be a part of the conversation that rules the nation, ladies and gentlemen. I think that all in all, people had great thoughts, great conversation with this. The Cowboys heading into this offseason, I'm not satisfied. No. We got to continue to dance around in this free agency. Pick up the phone, work it out. Now, the Cowboys tend to do these two things. They tend to make a deal on a Friday right before business hours close, right before 4 o'clock. So stick by your phones, keep your notifications on. So if any breaking news or something like that, I would jump back on and give you guys my analysis. If I'm a betting man, the Cowboys will have D-Hop on this team, but they're waiting for the Arizona Cardinals to release him. And I truly believe it's a waiting game. I think that before it's all said and done, it will be D-Hop. There's too many directions of my guy, Michael Parsons, reaching out saying, "Hey, D-Hop, what's good, man?" And then D-Hop said, "Hey, we waiting on the boys." You know what I'm saying? And Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones, they're waiting on the cards, right? So that's just how that goes. We can see the love affairs there. I hate when these type of things go on and nothing manifests itself on the aspect of the player being on this team. But I think that getting a veteran wide receiver, here's my thoughts on it. Write this down. A veteran wide receiver will alleviate some of the pressure from CeeDee Lamb, although CeeDee Lamb can handle the pressure. But it will also help improve the other guys that's on this team. We can talk about, hey, what about Simifi Hoko Grove? What about Jalen Tolbert Grove, Dennis Houston? Hey, can we see a little bit of Kevontae Turpin? What about him, right? And it's just one of those things. It's casualties in war, and we try to win. We trying to have the saying, better dudes over here. And D-Hop is a better dude. D-Hop would do just as good for this organization and team, just like Gilmore would bring. Right? We was hearing storylines of who the best DB tandem in the National Football League now. Jalen Ramsey saying that, hey, they got the best tandem. Xavier Howard, and Jalen Ramsey. And now, just to be fair to the Eagles, or just a little bit, they are arguing, saying that no, they hold that title because Slay is back. Bradbury is back over there. And when we look back at it, if I had a bottom dollar, I'm trusting my guys. We like our guys, baby, right? I'm trusting Gilmore. I'm trusting Trayvon Diggs to step up even more. We're going to have the best tandem, and we're trying to better our best. How you do that? Hey, interior help now. Bring more and more pressure, more and more opportunities for those DBs, right? And the same could be said just that quick if you bring in a DeAndre Hopkins. Because now I'm looking at Gallup. Hey, we don't have to rush you back too soon. Make sure you heal all the way through it. And when you come back, there's a comfortable spot at 3 for you. And now you don't have to go up against a number 2 DB, nor number 1. Because they're going to be preoccupied. You know what I mean? Come on, baby. Yes, indeed. PBU zone. Appreciate you, Mo. So that's how I view it, and that's how I see it. So eventually he's going to get signed, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a time process for your mind. You know, that's just what it is. A game of chess. And sales tactics and sales techniques, when I was a field sales trainer, there's the Jones effect, right? We had to break that down. The Jones effect is when you have an actual situation, whereas the opposing party want to keep up with the Joneses, so they try to go buy something to keep up. You have the indifference approach, meaning that you really want something really bad, but you can't show the world that you want it. So I'm going to act as if though I'm not interested, right? And then you had a sense of urgency. This deal is only available for tonight. This deal is only available for the next 8 hours. Those are all tactics that's used right now, even to this day. The sense of urgency, the Jones effect, and acting indifferent. Those are the 3 ways, even in the sales world. And the Cowboys, they do a great job of acting like they don't want it right now. They don't keep up with the Joneses, even though they are the Jones. Offer them Gallup and a third. No, Illmatic, you know. We gonna figure out, man. Gallup did a good job for us, but we had to know that he was on his last leg, right? Literally, on recovering. And hopefully this season he'll be better than what he was the previous. But as people say, the historic data shows that it may not be. But we're going to have to live with that. Happy Friday to you all. Continue to support the nation. Hit that subscribe button if you like what you heard. And share this content. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Time is everything. It fades away, and everyone is blessed with it. Everybody is blessed with the same hours, right? The same hours. What you're doing with those hours will all be explained by the results. Some people choose to watch this platform, some don't. Those who do choose understand where law is coming from. And I thank the newbies that's here. I always look at this team objectively. How can we get better? Even if it's only 1% a day. You stack them together, baby, and you look back, there's 365 days. That 1% will be 365 by the end of the year. And I truly believe each and every last one of you all growing 1% at a time. They say the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong or mighty. It's to he that endureth. And we got to this point because we endure. We go live every day. We building brick by brick. And we're looking forward. There's a reason why the front window in your glass of car that you drive is bigger than the rear view mirror or the side mirrors. Because we only peek and we look back shortly but the future is right ahead of us. The draft is right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. And we're taking only one step at a time, day by day, grinding. I told you guys 3 months ago that by the time the draft hit, we'll be able to do this, and we will be able to give you guys unbelievable analysis on the players. And this is just the beginning. So that's why I say, one day at a time, one movement at a time, brick by brick, 1%. We're getting better and better, ladies and gentlemen. Write this down. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, lied about, don't deal in lies, or hate it and yet give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. This is the most important part. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you said, spoken by knaves. Cowboy Nation, we've been hearing these things from the organization for many of years. The Cowboys won't be this, it won't be that. The Cowboys, they can't go back-to-back playoffs. It's been 30 years, Law, on the road, and what we did, we won. We won, ladies and gentlemen. But ultimately, with the win, we lost the very next week. Why? Preparation, prepare. Write this down. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. So when I tell you guys, the Dallas Cowboys, at the end of the year, you better be prepared with the guys that you have and understand that the elevation comes right now this offseason. Prepare yourself, be ready for it, and have a plan on how to attack your opposition. Run the ball, bring the players in, and figure it out with DeAndre Hopkins if needed. Because nobody cares about your 3 games in 12 days. Nobody cares about that. The results is what they're looking for. We don't care if you broken your hand. We don't care if you twist your knee and you're out for the rest of the season. They want the results, and they're going to hold you to it. So keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and figuring it out. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Run it up, baby. Or in other words, damn. Damn. Let's go. Whoa. Roll those credits, baby.
Can we check or something?
Stoker, Kimberly Morris. Let me see some blue hearts in the chat. Doc Woods. Hey. I just want to run it up. Happy Friday to you. And you. And you. Shout out to all of the RDO days, those who only work 4 days out of a week. Salute to you. Come on. Shout out to you, Coach Marv Jameson. Appreciate you. RC Nation, baby. Lloyd King 83. Hey.
Greens and pinks is all the same. I still say and roll my change. Take some losses when I play. Charge it to the game.
Yeah. I see you, fam. Who with Law?
I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and them.
Hey.
Still the same, not switching sides. Now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me.
Worth more to me. Shout out to you, Echoes, JB, Charlie J, Scott.
Search for the one, but baby girl,
appreciate you.
Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer.
Call it too legit.
I've been really in the field, let her rush.
We ain't wearing no green around here. We Cowboys. So We gonna get pinched instead on St. Patty's Day. But they say you pinch me, I get a chance to punch you. Wait a minute, Lord. I thought it was a turn the other cheek. Yeah. We gonna turn the other cheeks around here. With those hands. Make today yours, y'all. That is right, Shot TJ business. Come on.
Yeah, bro, come on now, dog.
Kinda check a song.
Come on, man.
I just wanna run it up.
5, 4.
Count that too. Count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Breaking news.
Yeah, I talked stuff. I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team. And I'm sticking Cowboys. You're right. I'm hurt. I love my Eagles.
You love them.
You gonna flap the hat one more time?
Just one more time, man.
Damn. Let's go, birds fly, Eagles fly. Still Super Bowl champion.
Hey, that ain't getting old yet, baby. All right, man. I couldn't leave today without playing that audio. Just one time for you, man. Oh, man. Hey, leave me alone, man. I thought I put the disclaimer. No birds were hurt during this episode. Oh, my goodness. Shout out to the Monty crew, man. Shout out to Law Gang, LAW Gang. Appreciate y'all, too, man. Shout out to you. Hey. Again, baby. Yeah. Mama said there'll be days just like this.
Don't let the street lights
hit you all alone.
want the truth. You know it's dangerous to go alone.
What you say about that, Jerry?
I want me some glory.
Settle down just a little bit, Jerry. Too early for that. At least wait till nightfall. Shout out to Cooper Rush. Let your boy hold something. If Cooper Rush send me by like 1 million of all of that, I'd dye my beard red. Just 1 mil. Shout out to you, 24 Cowboy. No birds were hurt during this episode. Disclaimer. Don't want Peter to come get me. Come on. Whatever you do. Come on.
Get your damn act together.
If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the Bears. I love saying that, by the way.
Sacrifice
Don't give up the fight. Everything will be all right on any given Sunday. Yeah, depend on you. If you win or lose, you know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah,